incredible subject to talk about. If there was ever a time that people are feeling overwhelmed, I think is maybe the word. Stressed is, I think we're past that. I think it's even worse than that. Anxiety, stress, hopelessness, and we just got to get a grip. Okay, we got to get a hold of ourselves, and we may need to change some things even so to cope with the situation that's at hand. This war in Russia and Ukraine, of course, has got a lot of people on edge. And so we're bringing in an expert, a man who I think can actually help us in this process of dealing with things. And that's Ronnie McMullen. Ronnie's with us from getthetea.com. That's www.getthetea.com. Ronnie, how you doing today?
I'm doing good. How are you, Paul?
I'm doing wonderful, Wondering what you think about what's happening here. I mean, this is getting crazy, isn't it?
The beginning of World War III. It's a little scary.
Yeah, and we're hoping that's not.
People are talking about this being World War III. It's not yet.
Recording in progress.
Russia is not. They're not backing down. They're not scared. Putin's like a bulldog. And I'm not saying this to be scary because it's already scary. People losing lives, tears, you know. And I thought we were in a modern age, but our political leaders are not modern at all. They're still Stone Age. They got to fight for that rock on that other side that they don't have. So we're dealing with children. Putin's children, Biden's children. They're 3 years old upstairs. You know, I want my rattle. Gimme. And
it's unbelievable. It's like we're barbarians. I mean, we're still barbarians, aren't we?
Yes. And we can see that just by our politics, let alone everything else that's going on. I mean, you look at Canada and Trudeau. I mean, oh my gosh, and how he handled the truckers and the things he said. I mean, you just go, man, this guy follows Hitler, you know? And all our leaders are like this. And you just say, you know, what do you do? So people are probably very scared and they don't want to hear more of the stuff that they already can see on CNN and Fox.
Right.
So let's turn the high bank turn right now and go into the straightaways.
Okay.
Everybody likes to race cars.
Yeah. Daytona 500 last weekend was really a good race.
Absolutely.
Yeah, everybody loves that. Yeah.
So here's the deal. Feed your brain.
Okay.
People don't realize feed your brain, because if your brain is suffering from malnutrition, you don't think right. What do you think happens to your fear? Your fear goes up, your stress goes up, your anxiety goes up. And these are things that are happening every day to people. They're worrying about this so-called war that's going on. The question is there war in your backyard? And most of the answer is going to be no. But the war is happening in your brain. So if you feed your brain, then what you're going to have is calmness. And where I'm going with this is, if we're sick, we think about it. When you get the flu, you feel like talking? You feel like having a really healthy conversation with your wife? No, you're more leave me alone. Yeah. Leave me alone. Let me die. Facetious, but let me just, you know, roll over here and be sick. So what happens if you feel good? Are you ready to have a healthy conversation? And yes. And it's kind of interesting. Call it conspiracy, call it whatever you want to call it. But they're starving us food-wise. This is why supplements are so very, very important. They're starving us food-wise with the GMOs changing our body, genetically modified organism. I mean, that's a big word. Something from outer that's going in your inner. So there's a connection. And I've got to do more research, but a tea is very interesting because we know that it cleans digestive. We know that it cleans the colon. But the question is, I wonder if it's connected. I'm not saying it does this, but I'm just curious. I wonder if there's a gut-brain connection And I'm wondering if there is a situation where the tea is actually cleansing and help cleansing and adding to cleansing the brain. Now, I can't say that. I can't say that's what it does. But what if there was truth to that?
Well, let's break it down for a minute. I mean, what does it do when you're drinking tea? I mean, we know it's flushing your digestive system, but does it also do some cleansing in the bloodstream? Is there any of that taking place?
Another question. Anytime you're cleaning the gut, you're cleaning other pieces. I know that there's connection to the liver, and a lot of people suffer from fatty liver, and I know there's some cleansing connection there. But brain and the blood is one of the two things that I'm not sure of. I want to do my research, because what if those two were happening? Boy, people would be on the tea all the time.
Oh, man, everybody'd stay on it, you know, just because, look, we need healthy brains. You know, a brain is such a terrible thing to waste, that's for sure. And if we could keep our brain active, keep our brain connected, the dots connected, you know, it's like a computer. It's like rebooting the computer. It's beautiful.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And so when, you know, we do know there's a gut-mind connection, and look where our minds are right now. We're all, you know, this is the same thing as the Gulf War. We all turned our TVs on in horror. And I don't think people, you know, and China's watching us too. China's sitting there watching us and saying, okay, they're going to go at it. What's our move? And Trump's even making comments to say that the Chinese government is watching us. They're going to be like the lion in the thicket. So this is a crazy time. Here's the positive point.
Okay.
Not just buy supplements.
Yeah.
Recording in progress.
So are we going to commit suicide over a war that's not hit our land yet?
Well, it seems like, I mean, well, it does seem like we've seen, as you know, the Great Depression came when this happened and when the stock markets crashed in 29. I mean, people were jumping out of windows, out of buildings. And, you know, their whole life in their mind just came crashing down, and they see no hope of recovery, no way to start over, just it's over.
But how do they know?
They shouldn't have known. They must have been feeding the brain wrong stuff. I mean, is that what you're saying?
The point is, I'm saying that how do they know? Like, it looks bad, it feels bad, but how do you know? 99% of fear is 99% of fear. It's not reality.
It's the fear of the unknown. It's, you know, people are afraid of what they don't know. Unknown.
It's smoke and mirrors.
Oh, real. You're right.
It's smoke and mirrors. And so we need to focus very heavily on our intention. Where is it we want to go? What is it we want to do? What do we want to accomplish? And think about this. We're holding on to a world that's almost like hell.
Right.
And what's on the other side? God has a prison on the other side? No, I don't think so.
And you know, we don't know what Vladimir Putin is thinking. We don't know what he's going to do next. We can't just sit around and just chew our nails in fear. We got to think about what we can do, what we know. What can we do?
What is faith?
Right.
What is faith? Pressing into the unseen and knowing that God can control and take care of everything.
Amen. And
are we doing that? No. We're watching CNN and Fox, and they're saying, this is it, World War III, it's going to end. And there are some crazy things. Obviously, the economy is doing very terrible, and they're kind of connected, war and economy. So when the economy falls, if they have war going on, then they can create money, and it's all a scam. Just like the stock market's money laundering, and it's money laundering for the Senate and the Congress because they're invested in all these companies that they help make rich. So I think the ugliness that's taking place is a cleansing.
Wow.
And we need to cleanse if we're going to be with the Creator. We need to cleanse. I mean, God accepts us just the way we are. But I think when you look at our world, God didn't do this to us. We did it ourselves.
Right. God gets blamed. Doesn't God get blamed for a lot of things man does?
Absolutely. And we are being attacked by our own problems. We're the ones that got greedy. We're the ones that allowed these so-called leaders, and they're not leaders. They couldn't lead themselves out of the bathroom. We are the ones that allowed them in office, and we're the ones that allowed them to stay in office. And why is it? I think it's so funny. A lot of times people that drive trucks, it's like, oh, you're a truck driver? Kind of like, oh, that's like mopping the floor at Walmart. And I'm thinking, I used to drive truck, and I'm thinking they don't know anything about driving a rig.
No.
They have no idea the stress that goes on. And when you have 53-foot of trailer behind you, 80 feet of truck and trailer, that's hard to get around town, by the way.
Right.
And so if the truckers stop, literally stop, you're talking about a massive, complete fall of the economy. So the fact that these so-called, and I'm using the word so-called, truckers, they're not in Wall Street, so they're not important. I thought it very funny that the truckers took care of the issues in Canada, and Trudeau came apart, and now there's one in the United States, and they're headed to Washington, and they're basically saying this is not going to happen anymore. This is the way it's going to be, or these trucks won't roll. I love it. I love it.
Well, what it does, it sends a clear message that the people still have a voice. We have to use different methods maybe, but we have a voice. And at some point, we got to stand up for what's right, because the mess that we've seen created, Ronnie, the mess that we've watched in the swamp has gone on way, way, way too long.
Absolutely.
And now look, you see what Trudeau did in Canada to those poor people. Those people were not doing, they didn't break a window. They didn't even break a window.
No, they mopped floors. They mopped floors in the local businesses. And he wants to euthanize their pets. It's a wonder he didn't want to euthanize their kids. This guy is out of hand. And we're not much farther with our own administration. So I think it's interesting. Wall Street didn't step up and go march to Washington. The truckers did.
Right.
The truckers did.
Thank God.
I think, yeah, exactly. And we need more of this in different sectors, because once these politicians realize that there's actually they forgot that they're hired by us. They forgot that completely. They just keep raising taxes, putting tax money into, chemicals in the air, putting tax money into the water, and not for good reason, and investing in their underground bases and every other crazy thing. And they're not taking care of the people. Right.
Awful.
And here's the truckers saying, we're going to change things, and we're going to start with a few acts of kindness and ask our government to change their ways.
Unbelievable. Folks, Ronnie McMullen's with us from getthetea.com. That's www.getthetea.com. And, you know, Ronnie, you have some specials, I think, that's important that we might want to look at here, because you start talking about the stress, you start talking about people wanting to know what in the world they need to do. Can you help us out here? Let's pull this up for everybody and let them get a look here. I see right out of the folks, you can pick up the phone and you can call in an order or go to the website, getthetea.com. The phone number is 928-308-0408. That's 928-308-0408. And right out of the blocks, you got the big bundle. Tell us about that.
Well, the big bundle is our tea. We were talking about that earlier on the broadcast. We were talking about the tea and how it cleans your digestive tract. Possibly, don't know. Maybe does something with your blood and does something with your brain. I know it assists the liver quite often. And fatty liver is a lot of the problems behind diabetics. They don't look at the fatty liver. They look at the pancreas, the wrong direction. So then we have apple cider plus. Well, apple cider vinegar is what is it, 10 pages, 20 pages of all the benefits that it does?
I mean, that's an amazing, face it, it's amazing. I mean, you get a sore throat or something, it's just incredible.
We would have to have a 5-hour show if we talked about apple cider vinegar to its tea. So anyway, and it's definitely good for immune as well. It's also good for balancing blood sugars. Very powerful tool. Vitamin A. It's kind of the cornerstone of the immune system. Very much needed. We kind of overlook it sometimes. So vitamin A is in the bundle. And then, of course, I thought this would be a really beautiful thing, is having melatonin, which is kind of a sleep aid. Yes. And people are stressing out, and you don't want to go take drugs. So you take a little bit of melatonin and right before you go to bed and kind of have it sleep easy. So I thought that was quite a beautiful thing to put together. And you save quite a bit of money. And, of course, if you put in the coupon code Pastor Paul, then you will get free shipping. So, awesome. So it's wonderful. And then, of course, we have the eye support pack, and that's really kind of cool too. It's basically bee pollen and grape seed and tea, and we need to support our eyes.
Yeah, I didn't know bee pollen. I knew would help your eyes, but I didn't know that grape seed was also a strengthening of the eyes. Yeah,
grape seed, bilberry, astaxanthin. I have quite a bit of eye support, and it's good to have supplements for your eyes and have healthy eyes. And of course, eat your vegetables, and that'll help support your eyes as well.
Then you got tea and more. What do you mean? I know what Get the Tea is. What's tea and more?
Moringa, great bodybuilder. Moringa, out of India, out of Africa. It's a very powerful tree, and it's another apple cider vinegar issue where pages and pages of goods and benefits on. And I can't share all the benefits on broadcasts, unfortunately, but let's just do your work. Go look at Moringa and benefits of Moringa, and you'll blow your mind.
Then you got what's called the Dynamic Duo. What is it?
Sea vegetables. Yay! Natural iodine. Yay!
My daughter-in-law that lives out in Okinawa, when I go out there, she makes me eat dried seaweed, okay?
Yep. Good for you. So good for you.
And so is that similar what you got here, the seaweed thing?
Well, it's sea vegetables, and there's if I told you what's in it, I'd have to shoot you.
Oh no, don't do that. I've already got enough stress about food, and I don't need to know that you're after me too.
Oh gosh, no, it's got a natural iodine in it. I can tell you that, and it's definitely got some good stuff from the sea. But it's interesting how sea products do so good for our body, and I also sell sea products for gardens, and it's incredible what they do for your plants in your garden. mind blowing. So there is a connection to the sea to us, and I'm not sure what that connection is, but there's something there.
Wow. And then you also got a 4-place special, 4 different items here, and big savings.
Yeah, marine aminos, tea. See if I can get this right. Salmon and sea vegetables. And boy, you're jogging my memory there, Pastor.
Man, come on, you've been so good.
I'm on it. I'm on it so far. So anyway, there's those 4, and most of those are sea products other than the tea. And marine aminos is good for energy. All of it's good for immunity. And again, boosting your immunity is a good call because fear, okay, and there's a lot of people in fear with what's going on in the world right now, especially in the financials too. It's not like the stock market's safe. Crypto's taking it down. Cash is inflation is killing cash. So people know that the money system is kind of struggling too. I'll tell you one thing, and I know there's a lot of gold bugs out there, a lot of silver bugs out there, and I think precious metals is a smart idea. But I'll tell you, I'd rather have a wheelbarrow full of supplements than I would a wheelbarrow full of gold.
You can at least take the supplements and stay healthy.
Yep, the gold you're going to just wear yourself out carrying it around.
You got a great point there, no doubt about that. So it really is important, I think, that we look at investing in our health. And folks, if you go to getthetea.com, you can find out we've got more specials to show you here. But one thing you can do is, if you want to call in the order, you can do that. The number is 928-308-0408. That's 928-308-0408. Use the promo code Pastor Paul. Get free shipping. You really should protect yourself in a volatile world. Stress levels are through the roof, as Ronnie is sharing with us. And matter of fact, you've even got a product here, Ronnie, called Vision Quest. This is another one of your sales bundles here. Tell us about that.
Azaxanthin, powerful. Azaxanthin is, again, from the sea. It's an algae. And it's really, how do I say it? It likes to eat up disease. So when you have stuff going on with your eyes, azaxanthin's probably a very good fit. I'm trying to be careful with my words because I'm pretty powerful in the stuff. So I just tell you that Vision Quest is all the specials I put together are awesome, but azaxanthin's really strong for your eyes.
Now I see you wanted to put together a great super strength. Get the tea, a year's supply, 12-month supply, in which you're cutting the price there quite drastically. And tell us, with this year's supply, what do you get for that?
Basically, when you buy 12 tea, when you buy 10 tea, you get 12. So two packages, 2 months supply of free tea when you buy that. And a lot of people say, well, I don't know if I want to, it takes a package, roughly. One package is good for 1 month. So you're buying a year's supply, for one person. And some people, you can make that go between 2 people and get down a year. But people say, well, maybe if I don't use it all, it'll go bad and all that. It doesn't go bad if you boil it and let it stay in the refrigerator for weeks on end, then you got a problem. But if you just drink it like you're supposed to, and if you don't cook it and you don't open it, it's good for so long. I can't tell you how long because people might be listening. But
it basically will outlive you if you just don't open the packet. Is that about right?
Exactly. It's vacuum packed. So it's herbs are strong. Let's just put it that way. Herbs are strong, a lot stronger than us.
And thank God. So there have to be something good there. I mean, anytime you're eating the seed, the tea, you're getting the extracts or you're getting the roots of things. It's like it's the moment of strength. It's the moment of creation, and it's something about that that gives us vital vitamins and minerals that we need. You know.
Yes. Absolutely.
The last one you got, of course, is D365 bundle. 4 bottles.
Well, D365 is a very good seller because a lot of people don't have time to make the tea, or maybe they travel all the time. So your digestion get pretty whacked out if you're eating in restaurants all the time, because even though it might be a nice restaurant, it's probably not organic. And a lot of people that have organic restaurants, you pay probably 30 to 40% more money to get an organic meal that's labeled organic. So people have problems with digestion because the food's not that great, even it's a fancy restaurant. So they take their tea on the road because D365 is like tea in a pill. And long and the short of it, it's, you get 4 bottles, you get a discount. And people like that. And some people take the tea and they take the pill once in a while when they're really, really stopped up. But it's probably not the best idea to take the 2 together. It's probably best just to, the tea liquid form is probably the better way to go. But tea and a pill is good when you're traveling.
And Ronnie, is, again, as you said, the economy. Earlier, you said you want to tell us a little bit about the economy of why there's a lot of stress, not just the war. The war is way over there in Europe, and we may act like and think it's not going to affect us, but tell us how it is going to at least affect us financially.
Well, the economy is kind of held together by gum. It's not doing really well. The stock market, as I said earlier, the stock market's like a roller coaster. Crypto is taking a big, big hit. They're working on a Fed coin, and they're working on crypto, but they want to watch every move we make so they can tax every move we make. And so there's a hit on cryptocurrency right now. Gold and silver is pretty flatlined for 5 years. It has had a little bit of a jump. I shouldn't say a jump, a little bit of a move forward. And who knows, because it's manipulated just like everything else. So, and then we have inflation eating everybody up. Prices going way up. Jobs, are kind of crazy right now. So the economy is kind of not doing very well. It's very fake. People are like, I'm so busy. It's so great, so wonderful. And that's exactly what they were saying right before the fall of 2008. It was exactly what happened right before 1929. So we're in the same mode that we've been in many times before, in fact, sometimes worse. And the only way to get out of a financial destitution is to have a war. So here we have Russia and Ukraine. We're going to come and probably be the Ukraine's ally. Depends on Biden if he stops drilling long enough to make a call. Something's going to be done there. And then, of course, we have China in the background watching us. And they are the sleeping lion. So if they wake up and make a move, it could be.
Do you think that everybody was watching how the debacle of Afghanistan? Okay.
Yes.
And so do you think that gave Putin some assurances that he could just go forward with the Ukraine thing? And do you think now that China sees what's happening, that there's no really response, there's no military response with Ukraine, do you think China's saying, well, I might as well now go take Taiwan? I mean, is this a roller coaster effect we got here?
Yeah, and the thing is spread us thin. So we're going to go and try to aid Taiwan if China goes there. We're going to go and aid the Ukraine, so that cuts us in half. And so that's what they want. And make no mistake about it, China and Russia are not enemies. They've done war games together. We have a lot of property here in the United States, and there's a lot to gain. So Russia, it's cold.
Yeah,
and China is they're overpopulated. So
a lot of good farmland over here.
Yep.
Greed.
And it's greed. It's all greed. And China's got a coin too, crypto coin. They don't want any of their people to really have anything, because in China, the government has all the money and everybody down below, they don't have any money at all. And they want to keep it that way. And they want to teach that and have us follow suit in the United States. That's why you see our administration kind of mimic the Chinese government. And China owns quite a bit of America. So do we have to go to war with them? I'm not sure about that, but they're watching. I'll just put it that way.
It just does feel like, folks, that we've got a situation to where this is why people have anxiety, Ronnie. This is why people are in stress. And we've got to stay positive. We got to see, the glass is half full. We have to have our faith, as you said earlier, in the Lord. We got to truly believe, and then do the things that will help make us healthier. Focus on our temple of the Holy Spirit, our body, and eat right, say our prayers, take our supplements, drink the tea, and I think things will be a little bit better for us all. And mellow out a little bit, and treat. I really thought about the people in Ukraine. I know some folks that are in Ukraine right now, and they were actually in Kiev, and they left Kiev a week ago, and they headed to that city Lviv, the Lviv, and that place is being bombed also. 25 cities are being bombed. Where do you go? If you're a Ukrainian, where do you go? There's nowhere to run. It's a dangerous situation.
You go where the gut tells you to go, because I think we're connected to the Creator. And sometimes it's time for us to go home, and sometimes it's not. And we saw that in the days of Hitler. Some people, unfortunately, did not make it, and some people did. And the people that did were usually by a miracle. So maybe this time, this cleansing, is a time for us to really lean into the Creator. But don't get carried away and take your own life and do something crazy just because of what you're seeing on the news, because a lot of that's smoke and mirrors.
Good advice. Great advice, Ronnie. I want to thank you for coming on, being with us, and sharing these really good points. And again, folks, you go check out getthetea.com, all right? Getthetea.com. The phone number there is 928-308-0408. You can call in an order. Use the promo code Pastor Paul. Get the free shipping. Save a bundle on these bundles that he's put together, okay? That's why he calls them that. They're great products, and there's a reason that Ronnie has put these together in categories, and you'll see that at his website. And really just take a deep breath, everybody. Stay healthy. It's going to be all right. God's in control. So let's not self-inflict any more wounds on ourselves than what we have to. Let's do the right things. Ronnie, I appreciate you coming on, being with us today, and giving us some good advice, great advice, actually.
Appreciate being here.
Thank you so much, Ronnie.
Thank you.
All right, folks. We'll have him back next month, God. And I'll tell you something. Go right now to getthetea.com. Getthetea.com. Go there right now and place an order this afternoon. So that let's get it in. Let's not hesitate. And let's get some of these products and supplements and get that tea in there, and let's get our body cleansed of all the stress and toxins that are building up in there right now. And let's get running in the right direction. So, Ronnie, thank you so much. God bless you, brother. And I'll see you next time.